This this was my very first 16 millimeter camera I ever owned. Actually, the only 16 millimeter I've ever owned. This is a Bolex. My first roll on this Bolex was shot Chinese New Year 2020, about a week before we locked down here in New York City for COVID. Fast forward now, 2025, we're going to make our way to Chinatown to document the beginning of the Lunar New Year festivities happening in Chinatown. Today they're lighting the firecrackers off, and every year I've missed it. Every year I fucking missed it. And this year I'm tapped into the news media outlets now. Like, I check in just to see what events are happening around the city to go and document. And I happened to look up last night that today is indeed the day where the firecrackers are getting let off. So we're going to stop at K&M. We're going to get a roll of 35 millimeter. We're going to bring the Nikon D610. We're going to shoot and document the beginning of a Lunar New Year festival. And if you're not familiar with Chinese New Year, it lasts quite some time. I don't know, the logistics completely, but I know that they love dragons, they love colors, they love fireworks, they love dancing the drums. It's the recipe for beautiful imagery, and parades, things like that. They always kind of breed beautiful imagery, and I'm excited. I am. So it's 8:30 now. We're going to make it to K&M right when they open, get a good spot down there in Chinatown, and beginning of today's episode is going to be the Lunar New Year festival. So I'm excited. I came here to K&M and they let me borrow a Contax G2 flash, the most expensive flash in the game. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
I would say so.
我们感谢我们的各位摄影师、摄像师，还有我们的各位媒体记者。Thank you for coming.
You are not special. Okay, go out. Go
Okay.
Come in, say no. Okay.
How you doing? Quick introduction before we get the festivities started. Today is the start of Lunar New Year, the very beginning, the first day. And there's an opening ceremony that happens around 11, which is what we're here to document. But I was told that all day long, Chinatown just turns into this beautiful arena of colors, dragons, drums, Chinese food, everything I love. So we're going to sit here today and document the Lunar New Year. Hello. You want to join me? Hi. Happy New Year.
Jerry, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause for Jerry. It's Chinese Yo-Yo Mask. Listen.
How long have you been standing under here for? Anywhere from like 30 minutes to an hour. It's been like an hour. I've been here with you guys. We're on the stage here. I'm Terry. This is Terry. This is Austin. I'm Austin. Oh, you're Austin too? My name is Augie, but I go by Austin Augie. Yeah, nice to meet you. We've been going around.
everyone has your constitutional rights that are preserved and protected. Happy New Year. Thank you.
Money for me?
How do I look at us now?
Thank you. Oh, I'm rich.
Get the thing out of here!
We're in the real thick of it at the moment. The introduction celebration is over. Now it's kind of the celebration. My plan was to come out here just for the initial introductory ceremony, but now I'm fully invested into documenting the New Year today. So, day drinks, food, I need to eat. I'm at my favorite table tennis place. My favorite table. I've been coming here for about 5 years now. Playing doubles. Playing doubles.
Over 40 of his films, I'm inclined to agree.
So we have to declare holy war against what we see every single day on television.
In this brief document, he does landscapes of Father Morgana are accompanied by music, the retelling of memory and the burning oil from lessons of purpose are turned into something which feels more like an apocalyptic science fiction film. Serves to reveal a deeper
Okay, Bertine van Manen. She is a Dutch photographer. I highly recommend you guys look her up. Her and Van Elsken, two of my favorite Dutch photographers. To be honest, I don't know any other ones besides my friend Remy, who is also a good photographer. But she very much kind of was inspired by Robert Frank. Fashion photographer turned into more of a travel documentary photographer, and very much like myself, I think she was more inspired by travels. The book really showcases a archive. It's literally called Archive. It showcases her work from 1975 to 2015. It's funny to see someone's work change that drastically. Not drastically, it changed, in terms of from black and white from the, 75 to color in 2015. Some of these images are really just beautiful, and I highly recommend this. I also highly recommend learning about photographers and photography in general. Saying that, a couple parting words. Shooting the New Year's today was really fantastic. I enjoyed it. Imagery was beautiful. I think some of the color work I'm working on the digital stuff. Again, I shot 2 rolls of film. The digital work is always meant for the videos. It's very fast, and I hope that the people who watch this who understand photography know that these photos that are going in the video are very quick turnaround. Film stuff is something I take my time more with. Saying that, I consider photography much like BMX. If you do a trick in BMX or skateboarding, the person who comes to that spot again, the filmer, the photographer, and the biker or skater, they don't do the same trick that the person did before them, out of respect and out of progression. I think it very much is in the same light in photography, where if you see someone shoot a photo, don't shoot the same photo. It doesn't make any sense. There was this time today I was filming, and you can rewind this episode, where there was like 6 photographers shooting this like politician giving out the flags. And even if you are shooting for an outlet, if you see 6 photographers shooting the photo, wouldn't it just turn you away? And it kind of just made me think that people are just kind of just pulling the trigger to pull the trigger, and not much thought process goes into the imagery. And I'm not saying that my work does have all this like fucking intellectual value to it, but you know, I try, and I'm continuing to try to be a better photographer. And I hope that people who are out there just, these are pieces of, this is an instrument to showcase the world in such a beautiful way. You know, respect that. And you know, when you pull the trigger of the camera, respect that what you're doing is documenting life at its moment, at its decisive moment. So yeah, a couple parting words. So very much enjoyed today's episode, and I think you know, the sporadic uploads to these videos is something I'm going to kind of adhere to here in the future, simply because when I start putting pressure on this video needs to be done by this day or this day, I start to get overwhelmed. So I don't know when the next episode is. We're doing maybe every 1 or 2 days, every 3 days, no longer than 5. That's when I get a little crazy. So yeah.